Welcome to SKC, Sapna Kohli classes. Today, we'll do lesson number 2 from the book First Flight. The name of the lesson is Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. Nelson Mandela was a great hero who fought for the freedom of blacks from the oppressive rule of the whites in South Africa. This lesson is an extract from the autobiography of Nelson Mandela titled Long Walk to Freedom. In this extract, Nelson Mandela shares a few of his bitter experiences during his struggle against apartheid, a political system that separated people according to their race, along with the overwhelming emotions he experienced when the first democratically elected government was established in South Africa with Nelson Mandela as its first black president. Let us begin with the reading of the lesson. Mandela becomes South Africa's first black president. Nelson Mandela has become South Africa's first black president after more than 3 centuries of white rule. After 300 years of white rule, Nelson Mandela became South Africa's first black president. Mr. Mandela's African National Congress, ANC, party won 252 of the 400 seats in the first democratic elections of South Africa's history. So, Mr. Mandela's party won the majority. The ceremony took place. Inauguration ceremony, here it refers to the oath-taking ceremony. The inauguration ceremony took place in the Union Buildings Amphitheatre. Now, what is amphitheatre? Amphitheatre is a building without a roof with many rows of seats rising in steps, typical of ancient Greece and Rome, or in simpler words, you can say it is an open theatre. So, the inauguration ceremony took place in the Union Buildings Amphitheatre in Pretoria today, attended by politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries around the world. So, politicians and dignitaries, officials from more than 140 countries around the world reached Pretoria to witness this historic occasion. Now, what we are reading is actually it was published in the BBC on 10th May 1994. Never, never again will this beautiful land experience the oppression of one by another, said Nelson Mandela in his address. So Nelson Mandela said that now this beautiful land, it refers to South Africa, will never experience the oppression, the cruelty of one by another. Jubilant means happy scenes on the streets of Pretoria followed the ceremony with blacks, whites, and coloreds celebrating together. So everybody celebrated this grand occasion. More than 1 lakh South African men, women, and children of all races sang and danced with joy. 10th May dawned bright and clear. For the past few days, I had been pleasantly besieged by dignitaries and world leaders who were coming to pay their respects before the inauguration. So, the meaning of this line is it was 10th of May and the day was bright and clear. For the past few days, I refers to Nelson Mandela. I had been pleasantly. Pleasantly means happily. Besieged means surrounded by dignitaries, officials, and world leaders who were coming to pay their respects before the inauguration. So, people from different corners of the world, important personalities, representatives, they came to attend the inauguration ceremony in South Africa. The inauguration would be the largest gathering ever of international leaders on South African soil. So, for the first time, so many international leaders from across the world had reached South Africa. Earlier, the international community had boycotted South Africa because of its policy of apartheid. The ceremonies took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheater. So, the ceremony, the ritual, the installation of the newly elected government took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheater formed by the Union buildings in Pretoria for decades. Now, one decade is equal to 10 years. For decades, this had been the seat of white supremacy. So for decades, this had been the seat of white supremacy, means the center of racial supremacy. For decades, this union building in Pretoria was the center of white supremacy. The whites had hold over this building, and now it was the rainbow of sight. It was a rainbow of sight. It was a sight of a rainbow gathering of different colors and nations for the installation of South Africa's first democratic non-racial government. Now, what is the meaning? That earlier this building was the supremacy, this building had the supremacy of the white. But today, now one could see a rainbow gathering of different colors and nation. But today, people who belonged to different nations, people of different colors, they all had gathered under one roof for the installation of South Africa's first democratic and non-racial government. So installation means establishment. On that lovely autumn day, I was accompanied by my daughter Zinani. So, on that day, Nelson Mandela was accompanied by his daughter Zinani. His daughter Zinani was his companion. On the podium. Now, podium is a platform on which a person may stand while making a speech, right? So, on the podium, Mr. D. Kirk was first sworn in as a second deputy president. Then Thabo Mbeki, South African name Thabo Mbeki, was sworn in as first deputy president. When it was my turn, I pledged. I pledged means I took oath to obey and maintain, support the Constitution, and to devote myself to the well-being of the Republic and its people. So that day, he said that when it was his turn to be sworn in as the President of South Africa, he took oath that he is going to uphold the Constitution and is going to devote his life for the well-being of the Republic and its people. He is going to serve the people of South Africa. To the assembled guests and the watching world, I said. So, after being sworn in as the President of South Africa, Nelson Mandela delivered a speech. And now we are going to read that historic speech of Nelson Mandela. Today, all of us do by our presence here confer glory, confer glory and hope to newborn liberty, Confer here means give, right? Glory and hope to newborn liberty. Glory means greatness. Greatness and hope to newborn liberty. Liberty means freedom. Out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster that lasted too long must be born a society of which all humanity will be proud of. Now, when Nelson Mandela gave his first speech, he said that today all of us with our presence here confer glory and hope to newborn liberty. Right? We give. We confer means we give. Glory means dignity, respect, and hope to newborn liberty. Out of the experience of extraordinary human disaster. Now, what does extraordinary human disaster extraordinary human disaster mean according to Nelson Mandela? According to Mandela, extraordinary human disaster is the suffering borne by the blacks of South Africa under the oppressive rule of the whites, right? So, and that lasted too long. The suffering of the blacks of South Africa lasted too long because they had been under the oppressive rule of the whites for more than 3 centuries. That is why he says that it lasted too long, right? And must be born a society of which all humanity will be proud of. Mandela expects the birth of a society that would be fair and equal for right that would be fair and equal and regardless of color, creed or class. So this is the meaning of these lines. We who were outlaws not so long ago have today been given the rare privilege to be the host to the nations of the world on our own soil. Now, outlaws. What is the meaning of the word outlaws? Outlaws are people who have defied, disobeyed laws. We who were outlaws, Nelson Mandela and the blacks were considered outlaws by the whites, have today been given the rare privilege. Privilege here means opportunity to be the host to the nations of the world on our soil. Soil means our land. So the natives of South Africa, the blacks of South Africa were considered outlaws. Why? Because the ruling white government did not recognize them as their citizens. And he says that today we have been given the rare privilege. Now, what was the rare privilege Nelson Mandela is talking about? The rare privilege to host the nations of the world, to welcome people from different nationalities on South African soil, right? So these nations had earlier boycotted South Africa so far because of racist policy of their apartheid government. We thank all of our distinguished international guests for having come to take possession with the people of our country of what is, after all, a common victory for justice, for peace, for human dignity. So Nelson Mandela, he says that he thanked all the international guests who had come to take part in their celebration, right, with the people of our country, with the people of their country. After all, a common. So he said that it is not only the victory of blacks in South Africa, but it was a common victory for justice, for peace, and for human dignity. We have at last achieved our political emancipation. Now, what does political emancipation means? Political emancipation means freedom, political freedom. We have at last achieved our political freedom. We pledge ourselves, we take oath to liberate, to free all our people from the continuing bondage. Bondage means slavery of poverty, deprivation. Deprivation means a state of not having one's rightful benefits when you're deprived of something, lack of something, suffering, gender, and other discrimination. So Nelson Mandela said that they had achieved political freedom and were now taking pledge to free all the people from the bondage of poverty, deprivation, right, suffering, gender, and other types of discrimination. Never, never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. The sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. Let freedom reign. God bless Africa. So he concluded his speech with the wish that freedom reigns, freedom rules, and Africa be blessed by God. So this was the speech delivered by Nelson Mandela when he was first sworn in as the president of South Africa. Now, let us discuss the oral comprehension check questions. Where did the ceremonies take place? So the inaugural ceremony took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheater formed by the Union Buildings in Pretoria. And can you name any public buildings in India that are made of sandstone? Yes, Parliament House, the Rashtrapati Bhavan, and Red Fort are made of sandstone. Can you say how 10th May is an autumn day in South Africa? This question is very important. See, in South Africa, 10th May is an autumn day. It was an autumn day, literally as well as symbolically. Now, in autumn, trees leave old and rotten leaves, and after after that, new leaves with fresh colors are born. Symbolically, the old and rotten system of apartheid came to an end and a new democratic republic based on equality was set up in South Africa. The first non-racial government was set up in South Africa with Nelson Mandela as its uh, president. That is why 10th May is an autumn day in South Africa. Next question. At the beginning of his speech, Mandela mentions an extraordinary human disaster. What does he mean by this? What is the glorious human achievement he speaks of at the end? I have already discussed with you what does mentions extraordinary human disaster. So by extraordinary human disaster, he means the suffering borne by the blacks of South Africans under the oppressive rule of the whites. And why? What is the glorious achievement he speaks of? So the glorious achievement that Nelson Mandela speaks of is that a new democratically elected government, non-racial government, has been set up, and now the new republic would ensure social justice, equality, and human dignity, and never will South Africa see any exploitation of men and women on the basis of caste, color, or creed. Next question. What does Mandela thank the international leaders for? Nelson Mandela thanks the international leaders for sharing a common cause. By participating in the ceremony, they have supported the new republic where there will be no discrimination based on race and color. So he thanks the international leaders for sharing a common victory for justice, for peace, and for human dignity. Now let's begin with the next part. A few moments later, we all lifted our eyes in awe. Awe means surprise. As a spectacular means impressive, a spectacular array. Array means here, spectacular array means display of South African jets, helicopters, and troop carriers. Now, what are troop carriers? Troop carriers are large aircrafts for transporting troops, soldiers, rode in perfect formation over the Union building. So, after the swearing in ceremony, there was a display of, there was an air show of South African jets, helicopters, and aircrafts. It was not only a display of pinpoint precision. Pinpoint precision means perfect accuracy and military force, but a demonstration of the military's loyalty to democracy, to a new government that had been freely and fairly elected. Now, this, it was not only a display of pinpoint accuracy. Pinpoint accuracy means perfect accuracy and military force. It was not only a show of the accuracy of the military, of the aircrafts and the military force, but it was also a demonstration of military's loyalty to democracy, to a new government. So this air show was significant, as through this air show, the military also owed its allegiance to the newly elected government, right? Only moments before, the highest generals of the South African Defense Force and Police, their chests bedecked, bedecked means decorated with ribbons and medals from days gone by, saluted me and pledged their loyalty. Now, only moments before, the highest generals of South African Defense Force and Police, their chests bedecked with ribbons and medals from days gone by, saluted me. Means these military officers, right, who were high generals of South African Defense Force and police officers, and whose chests were decorated with ribbons and medals, they saluted Nelson Mandela and they pledged their loyalty. So military generals saluted Nelson Mandela and showed their loyalty towards Nelson Mandela. Their attitude changed. Earlier, these military officers and these police officers, they considered Nelson Mandela as an outlaw. And today, the same people, they were saluting Nelson Mandela. They saluted him. So this shows change in their attitude. I was not unmindful of the fact that not so many years before, they would not have saluted but arrested me. So Nelson Mandela says that I was fully aware of this fact that uh, not so many years before. So uh, these people, not so many years before, these people would have arrested me. Today they are saluting me, but a few years back they would have not saluted me, they would have arrested me, right? Because of the racist law, right, that prevailed there, and he was considered as an outlaw. Finally, a chevron of Impala jets left a smoke trail of the black, red, green, blue, and gold of the new South African flag. So, after this, a chevron. Chevron is a pattern of Impala jets. Impala jets is again a type of jets, aircraft. They left a smoky trail. Trail means path of the black, red, green, blue, and gold. So these aircrafts, they flew in the air and they left behind smoke of different colors, black, green, red, green, blue, and gold, all these colors, and they formed the South African flag in the sky, just as you must have seen on the Republic Day in India. The day was symbolized for me by the playing of our two national anthems and the vision of whites singing, the vision of whites singing Nikosi, Sikelel, Ifrika, and black singing Die Stem, the old anthem of the Republic. So that day, two national anthems were sung. One was the national anthem of the whites, and the other was the national anthem of the blacks. Although that day neither group knew the lyrics of the anthem, they once despised. Now, what is the meaning of the word despised? Despised means hated, right? Hated, they would soon know the words by heart. Now, the meaning of this line is that both the whites and the blacks sang the national anthem. None of them knew the lyrics, but soon they would learn the words of each other's national anthem by heart. On the day of the inauguration, I was overwhelmed with a sense of history. So, on the day of the swearing in ceremony, Nelson Mandela was overwhelmed with a sense of history, means he recalled certain historical events. In the first decade of the 20th century, a few years after the bitter Anglo-Boer War. Now, what is Anglo-Boer War? Anglo-Boer War was a war which was fought between Britain and South Africans, right? So, in the first decade of the 20th century, a few years after the bitter Anglo-Boer War, and before my own birth, the white-skinned people of South Africa patched up. Patched up here means they finished up, right? Patched up their differences, and erected a system of racial domination against the dark-skinned people of their own land. So after the Anglo-Boer War, what happened was that the white people of South Africa, they patched up their differences, whatever differences they were having between them. They just settled down all their disputes and they set up a system of racial domination against the dark-skinned people, against the black of their own land. The structure they created formed the basis of one of the harshest means the most cruel and most inhumane again you can it means cruel or brutal societies the world has ever known. So they created a structure, right, which was the basis of one of the most cruel, brutal societies of the world. Now, in the last decade of the 20th century and my own eighth decade as a man, that system had been overturned forever. And in the last decade of the 20th century, this system was overturned. It was thrown away. It was overturned forever and replaced by the one that recognized the rights and freedom of all the people regardless of the color of their skin. That day had come about through the unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of my people whose suffering and courage can never be counted or repaid. So Nelson Mandela says that uh, this freedom, this system of apartheid, it was overturned forever in the last decade of the 20th century. But it was not so easy. It was the result of the sacrifices, unimaginable, which we cannot imagine, think of, unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of people who suffered a lot, right? Who did not give up, right? And who continued their struggle for the rights of the blacks in South Africa. And it is because of their efforts that this day had come. And the people of South Africa can never count and pay back what they have done and given to their country and countrymen. I felt that day, as I have on so many other days, that I was simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before me. So Nelson Mandela, he says that I am the sum of all those who have gone before me. So there are he gives the it these lines tell us about the character of Nelson Mandela also. He says that I am just the sum of those African patriots. There are many great freedom fighters who have sacrificed their lives for the freedom of the blacks in South Africa, and I am just the sum of them. That long and noble line ended and now began again with me. So that long and noble line of those great patriots ended, and now that line has again begun with me. I was pained that I was not able to thank them and that they were not able to see what their sacrifices had wrought. So Nelson Mandela, he says that it pains me. It pains me that those people, those great freedom fighters, they are not there. They are not there to witness, to see what their sacrifice has wrought. So what the sacrifice had wrought means had brought, had achieved. So this is the meaning of these lines. The policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country and my people. All of us spend many years, if not generations, recovering from that profound means deep hurt. He says we all have been hurt. He says profound means deep. He says that we all have been hurt very badly, right? Because of what we all have suffered over the years, right? These wounds are very deep and they are going to take a lot. It is going to take a lot of time to recover from those wounds. But the decades of oppression and oppression and brutality means cruelness, had another unintended effect. Very important line here, and that was that it produced Oliver Tambo's, the Walter Sisulu, the Chief Luthuli, the Yusuf Dadu, the Bram Fishers, the Robert Sobkwi of our time, men of such extraordinary courage, wisdom, and generosity that their like may never be known again. So, Nelson Mandela here, he says that it would take ages to recover from this, but he also observed that decades of oppression and brutality had given birth to courageous patriots like Oliver Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Chief Luthuli, Yusuf Dadu, Bram Fisher, Robert Sobkwi. These, all of them, were men of extraordinary courage, wisdom, and generosity, and that their like may never be known again. So he says that it is very difficult that we may come across such great people ever again in history. Perhaps it requires such depths of oppression to create such heights of character. Now, Nelson Mandela says that through these lines, he just wants to say that adversity shapes character, right? So, heights of oppression, depths of oppression create heights of character. So these people, these patriots, they had suffered a lot, right? And uh, but still, these people, they did not give up. They they suffered humiliation, brutality, oppression at the hands of the white, which gave rise to great personalities like them. So, heights, depths of oppression created heights of character. This is the meaning of these lines. Let's now move on. My country is rich in the minerals and gems that lie beneath its soil. But I have always known that its greatest wealth is its people, finer and truer than the purest diamonds. So Nelson Mandela says that the people of a country are it is its greatest wealth than the minerals and the gems found in the country. So according to Nelson Mandela, human resource, people of a country are considered to be greater wealth than minerals and gems found in his country. So this is the meaning of these lines. Again, it is important. So what according to Nelson Mandela is the greatest wealth of a nation? This can be asked as a question. And again, this is also these lines that depths of oppression create heights of character. This is also very important and it can be asked as a question in exam. Mandela believes that deeper the oppression, the greater the height of character. Character is strengthened by challenges and sufferings encountered by a person. Tougher the challenges, the stronger the character. So, this is important. It is from these comrades in the struggle that I learned the meaning of courage. Nelson Mandela says that he had learned the real meaning of courage and selflessness from such patriots. He learned the meaning of courage. He learned the meaning of selflessness from these great patriots. Time and again, I have seen men and women risk and give their lives for an idea. I have seen men stand up to attacks and to torture without breaking, showing us strength and resilience. Now, resilience means the ability to deal with any kind of hardship and recover from its side effects. So, resilience that defies means disobeys the imagination. So let's discuss these lines. So he says that time and again he has seen many men and women who have risked their lives for an idea. They right, and I have seen men stand up to attacks and torture without breaking, but no amount of torture, no amount of suffering could break them, could make them give up that path, give up that idea. They showed their strength and resilience, and their strength and resilience was such that one cannot even imagine. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Triumph means victory over it. Nelson Mandela says that he had learned the meaning of courage from these patriots only. And what did he learn? He learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but courage is victory over fear. It means victory over fear. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers his fear. According to Nelson Mandela, brave man is the person who is able to win over his courage. So this is the meaning of courage, right? So Nelson Mandela repeatedly saw men and women risking and giving their lives for an idea. He saw them standing up to attacks and torture, displaying remarkable resilience without breaking. So, according to Nelson Mandela, courage means overcoming fear and not the absence of fear. The brave always conquer fear. which gives them the strength to stand firmly against atrocities without breaking down. The courageous people never feel afraid. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. People must learn to hate. So another observation made by Nelson Mandela was, which he shares in his autobiography, is the belief that hatred is not natural to man. No one is born with hatred. As we grow up, we learn it. We acquire hatred is acquired. No one is born with hatred. People learn to hate. And if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. Right? So Mandela believes for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. Mandela believes that love comes naturally to human heart while hatred is acquired. So if people can learn to hate, they can also be taught to love. And he frames this opinion on the basis of his own experience, even in the grimmest. Grimmest means saddest. Even in the grimmest times in prison, when my comrades means fellow prisoners, you can say here, fellow prisoners, my comrades and I were pushed to our limits. Pushed to our limits means were tortured by the whites. I would see a glimmer. Glimmer means shine. I would see a glimmer of humanity in one of the guards, perhaps just for a second, but it was enough to reassure me. Reassure me means to convince me and keep me going. Man's goodness is a flame that cannot be hidden. That can be hidden but never extinguished. Extinguished means destroyed. So I'll repeat this line again. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never distinguished. So Nelson Mandela, he frames his opinion about love and hatred on the basis of his own experience as a prisoner. When he was in prison, when he was in prison, and they were pushed to heights of atrocities by those guards. So he could see a glimmer of humanity in one of those guards, right? And that was enough. This helped to keep his faith in man's goodness. Have you understood? Nelson Mandela believes that the flame of goodness can be hidden but never extinguished. So that is all in this video. The remaining part of the lesson we'll be doing in part 2 of the lesson, Nelson Mandela, A Long Walk to Freedom. Thank you.